Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the big clash indeed between Galatasaray and Barcelona in the Europa League round of 16 stage. And of course, coming into this game, heading to Istanbul, there is everything to play for. The score right now is 0-0 on aggregates. It's right there for either team to take advantage. And we are heading to one of the most atmospheric stadiums in football. This is a big one, and we are going to be talking all about the game to come, with particular emphasis on Xavi's team selection, because of course lurking in the shadows just 3 days after this game, it'll be time for El Clasico. There's lots to discuss, so let's get to it. Because indeed, on Thursday evening, Galatasaray and Barça will do battle there out on the field. It will be the earlier kickoff time on Thursday from the beating heart of Istanbul. And again, this may be the Europa League, but this feels like a big game. And I assure you that when we step out tomorrow onto the field, it'll feel even bigger, because we are going to be stepping out into a cauldron of noise. I said before the first leg, don't give Galatasaray, and especially their fans, anything to cling on to. Don't give them that element of hope. But what they got here is a real opportunity. They are in this tie. They have something here to really build from, and their fans tomorrow are going to get behind their team. They are going to make it a daunting place to go. But what I would say is, I can't wait for that. Personally, right now, I am excited to see how this Barcelona team, under Xavi's leadership, handles this occasion, handles that atmosphere, because we have been waiting for this team for many, many seasons in these kinds of away games and these kind of atmospheres. We want to see them stand tall. We want to see our players take this on and silence this stadium. And I think already, just looking at the Europa League, just looking at our time under Xavi, we have already showcased the perfect template here to just quieten this crowd, to nullify their impact, because just look at what we did away at Napoli. That was a very similar kind of occasion whereby Napoli were heading into the second leg at home. The scores were level on aggregate and their fans were very much behind them. But within minutes of that game, with the way that we started, with the intensity and the pressing that we arrived with, and the belief that we could do it, we silenced that crowd. We annihilated Napoli from the very first whistle. And that's what Xavi's going to expect. That is what he's going to demand from his players once again coming into this game. Don't allow Galatasaray to get into it. Don't allow the fans to have that impact. This is our game. And I think it is going to be very, very interesting just looking at the way that maybe Galatasaray will set up in this second leg. Because if we just look here at the first leg, and in particular the average positions of each of the players that were out there on the field, and as you can see, Galatasaray sat incredibly deep. I mean, they're sitting back, they're soaking up pressure, and then there's that. Nearly every single player was inside their own half, shutting down those spaces, and really was, let's be honest here, parking the bus in that first leg. And Barca, as you can see, we put the pressure on, we did commit players forward, we had plenty of attackers on the field in the end, and I think, to be honest, it was difficult. For any team, it's going to be tough to break down those kinds of numbers, and of course I think as well, we lacked a bit of luck, Frenkie de Jong hitting the post. Who could forget as well the fantastic performance that was put in by Galatasaray's goalkeeper, Iñaki Peña, on loan of course from Barcelona, and I'm sure that he tomorrow, in front of this crowd, again, in a big, big game that is for him, he's going to be looking to make another statement, and we've got to beat him. We have to get that ball past him, ideally, as many times as we can. But I think what's really important coming into this game is to start to look inside the mind of Xavi, to try and understand the way that he's feeling and the way he is going to approach this game, because obviously he's got big decisions to make. We are all aware of the importance of this, but we are also all aware that just 3 days after this game, we play Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in El Clasico, which of course is the biggest game of the season. Real Madrid is always a huge game for us, so we have to get the balance right. Xavi will be thinking that over in his mind. You often hear coaches say, we go one game at a time, we're not thinking past this game, we're not even thinking about Real Madrid yet, but you can absolutely guarantee he is thinking about Real Madrid. He will be thinking of the Clasico. So what is he going to do with his team selection coming into this game? And it's interesting, because as much as you may say, well, maybe Barca could rotate, maybe you want to give some players some rest, you want to arrive into that Clasico full of energy, full of freshness, but at the same time, I don't see Xavi doing that. And I think what he's going to try and do here is kill this game as quickly as possible. And that, for me, I think we're going to see him start strong. I think what we're going to see him do here is arrive in Turkey with his strongest possible team, deploy them, full of confidence, full of enthusiasm and real motivation. They will know that, yes, got to go out there, get that early goal, because then we can try and put this to bed. That will be the aim from Barca in this game, because let's not forget that against Napoli, because we did so much good work in the first half, because we simply blew them away, actually then in the second half of that game, we did start to rotate. You can bring players off. You can give people rest, when the game is done. But let's win it first. Let's make sure that we start this game here with a strong team, with strong belief, get it won, and then if we can do that, what that means is going into Sunday's game against Real Madrid, yes, we may have used a few more of our players, yes, they may have a few more minutes under their belt, but if we've won against Galatasaray, you take that confidence in. We arrive at the Bernabeu still riding that wave, riding that momentum, and feeling good and believing in ourselves. That's what we need to maintain. That is the kind of spirit and the kind of mentality that we must have. Every game, we approach to win, and this one is no different. Which means that against Galatasaray, Xavi will indeed line up with Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. I'm sure that it's going to be Jordi Alba at left back. At centre back, most likely we are going to see Gerard Piqué, providing that he's absolutely fine. There were a few concerns after the Osasuna game, but he should be okay to start this one. And I would expect alongside him Ronald Araujo. But of course, remember, he came off at half-time against Galatasaray in the first leg. Xavi wanted more from him in his distribution. So let's wait and see exactly what happens in this one. Dest at right back, of course. Dani Alves is not available for the Europa League. And then into midfield, I'm sure we are going to see Sergio Busquets, and I'm sure as well we're going to see Frenkie de Jong return to the lineup. Of course, he didn't play against Osasuna. He is surely going to come back in. And then alongside those two, it's again the question we're asking of, is it going to be Gavi or is it going to be Pedri? That is the big decision that Xavi has to make. Gavi was not involved in the first leg through suspension, but I am still leaning here, and I do still feel as though Pedri may be the one to get the nod, but it is going to be a very, very close decision. And then I think the front three, given the way we saw them play on Sunday, given the partnerships that we were seeing really, really flourish, I don't think you change that. I think you have Dembele on the right. I think you have Aubameyang down the middle. And I think you have Ferran Torres on the left-hand side. Because those three, we spoke about it there, whether you defend deep, whether you defend high up, they have the quality, they've got the characteristics and the attributes to get through any defence. And Xavi will go strong, will go bold, and he'll go for the win against Galatasaray. And of course, speaking of going for the win, speaking of being bold, you guys are absolutely sure that Barca are going to get this done, that Barca are indeed going to progress to the quarter-final stage. Many of you there opting for a win by 2+ goals on the night. Very, very few people believing that Galatasaray will get something out of this game. One thing that I do think we want to try and avoid is going to extra time. Let's make sure that this game is decided within the 90-minute period. But if it's me, what I am going to say ahead of this game is the same that I said ahead of Osasuna. I'm going to say Galatasaray 0, Barca 2. And just like against Osasuna, what I'm really hoping is that Barca go on and overachieve. So please, guys, do leave all of your thoughts and your match predictions in the comments down below. What are you expecting from this occasion? Are you excited about the atmosphere that is going to be waiting for us in Turkey? Please let me know as well how you would line up if you were Xavi. What sort of lineup are you going to be picking? And of course, don't forget, guys, over on the Sporting app, if you want to build your own lineups, if you want to there put together your very own team selection ahead of this game, please use the link in the description, which will take you right there so you can do all of that good stuff and stay updated on all of the news on Barca. I will see you, of course, tomorrow, guys, for all of the match reaction. I'm really looking forward to it, and let's hope that it is going to be a special European night. I will see you soon. Thank you indeed for watching and for supporting. But until next time, as always, Vishka El Barca.